Welcome to Kaizen Time, part of the Blood, Sweat, and Business podcast, where we provide constant improvement to businesses through timely, actionable financial solutions. Do you want answers to your financial questions? Email us at bsp@kaizencpas.com. I'm your host, Mark Valesky. Now let's get started. Welcome to another episode of Kaizen Time. I'm joined by Clay Hamlin, a partner here at the firm. Clay, how much do you work with private equity?
Hey, Mark. Yeah, that's a great question. I have probably talked with 20 PE firms in the accounting space. It's in the auto repair space. It's in the dental space. It's in the medical space. PE is kind of all over the place at this point. And we've talked with PE in auto repair and accounting. What I'm finding is that 3 or 4 years ago, like all these PE companies just wanted to get their foothold in. So they were kind of a little stupid with their money, to be honest with you.
They were just going for anything that made money?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, they wanted to tell their PE buddies that they had someone in, they've got an accounting firm, they've got an auto repair shop, they've got a dentist, or, whatever space they happen to specialize in. And so once they had that, now they're trying to figure out, like, how do they build it up? So then they're like, oh, well, if we just got like 10 of these, now would be good. And so they threw around quite a bit of money to build some, I don't know if you call it weight or if you want to call it size,
kind of like a portfolio.
Whatever. Yeah, portfolio. What I'm seeing now is they're getting a little bit smarter. Finally, although maybe not necessarily good for us and our clients.
The individual private equity like agent or their company as a whole?
Their company as a whole.
Okay.
So in the industry as a whole, they're getting a little more cautious, I think is probably maybe a way to put it. And so what they're doing is they're throwing out short-term money at or maybe below even market. Then they're offering mid-term money with some risk, and then trying to suck you in with high dollar, maybe twice what you would normally get long term, but with a lot of variability to it. And quite frankly, probably not going to be there. But they sell the sizzle to get the steak, right? And that's,
interesting.
And that's what we're seeing a lot of now is just smarter money, smarter deals.
Let's talk about these, because it sounds like there's 3 stages, right? The initial sale, the midterm, and then this high sugar plum fairy sizzle at the end. So what happens in this initial phase now?
Yeah. So in the initial phase, the first say 2 or 3 years, what we're seeing is oftentimes the owner is involved until things stabilize post deal. And the money is largely guaranteed and paid at the signing.
Okay.
Then the owner has some sort of compensation, W-2 or otherwise, with some kind of metrics involved. And those metrics then get to money deal number 2, which is 2 to 3 years down the road. Those metrics are definitely not guaranteed, and so the second money is not guaranteed. And that could be one of 2 things. You either hit benchmarks of profitability typically, or the PE company can actually sell to another PE company with it because it's risen so much that they can turn around and sell it and make their money. Mm-hmm. If it's PE selling, it's even riskier, right? Because who knows whether they're going to be able to sell. Mm-hmm. If you meet your benchmarks, that's usually the better deal. If you can meet your own benchmarks, you said, okay, I did mine, now give me my second set of money. Mm-hmm. The third one is almost always tied to that PE company being able to sell.
Gotcha.
And that's out 5, maybe 7 years, depending upon what kind of deal we're talking about. And PE is also kind of almost a general term right now. You can have a family office. You can have just a straight PE company. You can have a group of investors that want to buy into an industry and maybe even hold for the long term. There's a lot of there's a lot of different money coming into the investment space. Primarily, I think because like the stock market gains have been very good, but people are like, oh, it's going to be cooling. Maybe this is a way to make bigger returns longer term.
Okay.
So go ahead.
No, I was going to say, how is this different than what these the deals were 3, 4, 5 years ago? Because that was just, hey, here's what it is, done, right?
Yeah. So if you think about, like, let's say, for example, you have a auto repair shop, right? Sure. And you can get X if you just sold outright to say another auto repair owner. Mm-hmm. The PE was coming in at better money down than you could get selling on the open market. Okay. So like, well, why won't you do that? And then it was plus midterm and maybe even long-term money. It was like, wow.
Why not?
This is like 2, maybe 3 times what I could get selling on the open market. Why wouldn't I do this? You also had the threat, though, that you could be out like the next day. Like you were done. Mm-hmm. They were going to bring in all their own people. There's another aspect to it. What's changed there is now instead of getting more of this guaranteed money up front, like what you could do better going with P than the open market. Now it's kind of like it's about the same or maybe even less short term. Another shop owner coming in and buying you out. That's it. That's your money.
Yep.
Right. There is no like
they're not offering you anymore.
Right. So PE is still doing these other offerings, but they're not offering you as much up front. So it's kind of a little dance with the devil. Which do you how guaranteed do you think that second money is? Everybody knows third money is. I'm not going to say pie in the sky, but it's not likely.
But I mean, let's be honest. How much can you forecast? I mean, we sit down with clients and say this is what we're hoping for in the next couple of years. Mm-hmm. But I mean, after 5 years, a lot can change. I mean, we've discussed it before. Once like when AI got brought in, how much has that been a game changer for some industries and others? And we don't know how much more it's going to change.
That's correct.
For example, I just saw this weird video where a musician was up on stage and the dancers were robots doing flips.
Really?
And well, first thing I did is I checked to see if the video was AI generated.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there were robots on the stage dancing. So, if you have a job as a stage performer, is your career in jeopardy now?
Right.
So a lot can change and it's hard to forecast that far out.
So were you watching the video called Jeopardy?
No, I was not.
Little dad joke there for you.
Here's my big question about private equity and its future. Yep. Is it going to keep going this way?
Nobody knows. The future of private equity is all whispers, innuendo, people talking about each other, but where it's going to go, I have absolutely no idea. If I knew that,
you'd be in private equity?
I would be a rich guy. I will tell you that right now. Because a lot of people want to know the answer to that question.
And I'm sure you've probably seen deals that you're like, I can't believe this business sold for that much. And
every once in a while, yes.
And then other times, I'm sure you've seen it sell for well under what you thought.
Yeah, because a lot of times when you look at the terms of the deal, it's not nearly as rich as you think. 2 or 3 years ago, there were more deals where I was like, wow, that is a fantastic opportunity. Mm-hmm. I'm rarely seeing those today. What I'm seeing more today is like, looks good on the surface. Let's look at some of the terms. Ooh, that one's bad too. How about, all these things that you thought you were going to be able to get. Mm-hmm. The only thing that you're going to get is what they give you at closing. Yeah. Everything else, you don't know.
Yep. Well, and especially it muddies things up if it goes from one private equity to another.
Sure.
Right? Do those terms that you signed on with the initial one even last now if they sell?
Well, hopefully, if you have one of those deals, your contract should spell out exactly what you get.
Yep.
So if they're selling to another PE company, what do you get out of that second that second offering, so to speak. And it should say exactly.
What else do you want to tell me about the new changes in private equity?
That's pretty much it, is that the message here is the deals are more complex. There's a lot more risk, and there isn't as much upfront money as there used to be even 2 or 3 years ago. So what does that mean going forward? Anybody knows, but if the trajectory is the same, it probably means even more risk in these deals.
All right. Thanks so much, Clay.
All right. Thanks, Mark.
You've been listening to Kaizen Time, part of the Blood, Sweat, and Business podcast. If you like what you heard, subscribe and leave a 5-star review. This podcast has been brought to you by Kaizen CPAs Plus Advisors, providing advisory and accounting services to help you grow your business. Learn more at kaizencpas.com or email us at bsb@kaizencpas.com.